All right, Holistic Heroes, we are live. Today is the fourth day of the Advent calendar self care that we will be going through. So, while everyone is signing on and saying hi and everything, we are going to be discussing self care through the Advent using the symbolism from my childhood Advent calendar that is hung on a wall over there out of sight. So, today we are going to be doing the bell, showing all the little cameras. So it's the holidays are stressful, but I feel like one of the reasons that they are stressful is because we don't have the self awareness to take care of things as they're happening or before they happen. So a lot of that comes from being in a situation that you can't control. So if someone is an ass every year during the holidays, they're going to be an ass this year. The idea that they're not is not okay. So this is all about the warning bells that go off within you and others. So if you know that you don't handle something well, that's a warning bell. If it happens every year, chances are it's going to happen this year. Don't feel bad. Don't get me wrong. It happened to me many times where I said, this year's going to be different. This year, Uncle Douchebag is not going to be an asshole. Uncle Douchebag's still going to be an asshole. Uncle Douchebag's still going to be an asshole. Knowing that you can prep in advance, you can have quippy statements prepared for douchey asshole, uncle guy, and you can be able to handle those things. So when warning bells go off, whatever they are, if they are signs that you are being triggered, if they're people around you who are behaving a way that it's like, that's super shady. I don't like that. Then it's being able to understand those warning bells that are going off and handle them in the moment, or even better, making sure that you like nip them off at the bud, like take care of them before they start happening. So this can be in the form of, like I said, having several phrases prepared beforehand for things that will inevitably be said. If someone always comments about your weight or your dating or your work life or anything like that, have some phrases already made up. Now, you can choose to go with do what's best for you. Do what is comfortable for you 100%. That could be things that are just like, oh, ha, 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 laugh it off, avoidance, whatever. Or you can do what I do. I choose violence. I choose evil. I choose to be the biggest asshole in the room. It brings joy to my soul. So one of my family members, back when I still saw my family on a regular basis, used to ask questions and feel entitled to information about my life, which she is not. And that is a very good reminder. No one is entitled to any piece of information about you ever during the year. It's the holidays. You have to talk about yourself. No, you don't. No, you don't. Talk about the weather like everybody else. It's fine. And so when my family members started getting like really nasty about asking me what I'm doing, where I'm going, and feeling that they were entitled to this information, I said, and I quote, I'm going to go hang out at a biker bar. I'm going to do a gangbang and snort coke off a hooker's tits. That is what I would say to this family member whenever they were like, I'm going to cross the line. So you can have things like that prepared that are just going to take people aback and make them not ask you questions anymore. That is personally the way that I did it. You do not have to do it that way. You can say, hey, my life is super private. When I moved into the house that I have now, the way that I dealt with people asking me too many questions, like my neighbors, which are lovely people, but I would say, oh my gosh, I'm so introverted. I really keep to myself. And I get that being like having my career in the public eye, you wouldn't see me as being very introverted. I am, though. I am incredibly introverted. I like Michelle. I'm a true Cancerian. I like having Michelle around me at all times, and my house is like part of my body. And so I don't like people coming over. I don't like people in my house. Why the fuck would you want to be in my house? Let's go out to Caribou. And it helped me to like, oh, and they were like, oh, that's so sweet. This sweet little weirdo with the hat moves in and is just really, introverted. Okay. And then pleasantries all year round on the like, I've lived where I live now for 4 years, and I think I've talked to my neighbor 10 times when we're like both outside at the same time. It's fabulous. Set yourself up for success. Set yourself up so that you do not have to deal with awkward conversations during the holidays. When you see those warning bells, if you are in a situation where you're about to become impulsive with your eating or your spending, know that in advance. For people who have impulse control issues, don't go shopping during this time of year. Get everything, Amazon to your house. If you have a problem with Amazon, then make sure that you're putting the effort into going to Target instead. Switch things up so that you're doing what's best for you. I have ADHD, and today apparently I'm just going to do a bunch of very self-aware, because the warning bells are about self-awareness. So you're all just getting a lot of advice about things that I have dealt with. And so impulsivity is a huge thing with me because I have ADHD. I have a lot of ADHD, and I handle it like a champ most days. But I do that because I don't do the things that will make my ADHD worse. And one of those is I can't go shopping. I'm not a good shopper. I have too much impulsivity. Me in a Target, no, not, And so what I do is I actually get the vast majority of things that I need throughout the month Amazoned to me, because whatever's in the cart, but I only click on the things that I need, and I only do that. And that, because the warning bell of impulsivity comes up, and I'm like, nope, not going to do that. And so I just do it that way. So you find ways to make your life work for you during this already stressful time of year. Whatever the warning bells are, whether they're inside you with impulsivity, emotion eating, second guessing, beating yourself up for not doing enough. If that's the case, if you're beating yourself up for not doing enough, I strongly suggest making a list. This is something that some of the people, some of my clients have to deal with. And I didn't do anything today. I suck so much. Oh my gosh, I'm not worthy of love. And I go, tell me what you did today. Lay it out for me. Tell me everything. Make a list. Tell me what you did. And they will list out more crap before lunch than most people do in an entire day. They're like, I didn't do anything. I'm like, that list shows that you did things. So if you are feeling like crap, like you haven't done enough, make a list. And if on that list it was you didn't crap your pants, great. Because during this time of year, that's the bar. You need to do more. You need to be more. No, you don't. No, you don't. It's about doing what you need to do to be happy and healthy and sustained, and then taking care of other people, and then being generous and everything like that. People wonder how I can be so generous with, specifically with the Samhain Symposium, with having an entire, tens of thousands of dollars event that I put on and host and bankroll. And I'm like, I take care of me. I take care of me all year. And then October, I give to people. And it's not even all October. I still do tons of self-care during the vast majority of October. And so, and I get that this is not always realistic, especially for like moms and single moms. What this advice is general, and then take it and make it what you need to get through this. So today we're just talking about warning bells. What are the things that happen every year, no matter what, that you can plan for and that you can preemptive? We're not trying, this is a stressful time of year, no matter what. No matter what you do, no matter what you say, no matter how much pre-gaming you do, chances are it's still going to be stressful. We're not trying to take away all the stress. That's unrealistic. So don't set unrealistic expectations for this time. This year's going to be different. I'm not going to eat my weight in cookies. I'm going to buy $10,000 worth of gifts for my family, and I'm going to give to the poor. No, you are going to make 24 cookies for everyone else. And like, don't set your expectations so high that you can't do them, that there's no way for you to meet them. Make sure that you're doing things that actually work for you. And for everyone, that's different. For several years, I made several hundred cookies and candies and homemade goods a year during this time of year. And then when my business took off, I had to stop doing that. And while I miss it, it's no longer the most important thing during this time of year. Now, the most important thing during this time of year, honestly, is doing the self-care content like I did last year and this year to be able to help more people, because the cookies are awesome. And yes, I love cookies, But that was only helping a few people. And for me, the goal for this year, the goal for moving forward wasn't how can I help a few people with like cookies? It was how can I help the most people possible? And that's by going live across multiple platforms talking about self care during the holidays. So be aware of what you actually need to do and make sure that they're lined up with your priorities, not other people's priorities or what people want you to do or expect you to do, especially during this time of year. So that is what we're doing. We're pre-gaming, you're listening to the warning bells, you're setting yourself up for success, which can be really difficult for a lot of people. And it's not, again, we're not trying to eliminate all the suffering, all the stress. It's a stressful time of year no matter what. We are trying to lessen it to make this suck less. And it's the holidays are great. Again, I love this time of year. This is my favorite. There is a TikTok thing of a bunch of older women doing this caroling thing. And there's this one with big glitter green glasses, and she has the bells, and she is losing her mind getting into it. And I sat there and I'm like, oh my God, it's me. It's me. That's me. That is exactly how I would be. There would be no like, as everyone else. And she's like, dude, she is getting into it. Christmas is awesome. This holiday season is fantastic. It is my favorite. But the reason why we talk about this stuff and the self-care is that for a lot of people, well, no matter how epic and amazing and awesome you think it is, it's still stressful. It still has all of the burden and pressure of capitalism, of consumerism, of family. So that's what this is all about. It's to be able to lessen that so you can actually have a magical Christmas like I enjoy. Hello, Lisa. How are you? I got to send you an email. Someone just popped on and I realized that I have not emailed them yet. My bad. I promise I will email. So during this time of year, if you want to, in the comments, if you're watching the replay, put in replay or put in what are your warning bells? Is it impulsivity? Is it overspending? Is it emotional eating? Is it pressure from others? Any of these things that you know, these patterns that you know that are going on, you can work around. If you already know it's going to happen, don't be surprised. Oh my God, it happened again. No. If you already know it's going to happen, take care of it ahead of time. Do things to make it stop ahead of time instead of having, again, that completely unrealistic expectation of this year is going to be different. No, it's not. This year is going to be like every other year. Make sure that you're taking care of it. So someone just commented, I'm growing out my hair and it feels so weird under my hat. So if you guys see me scratching, that's why I'm not used to having long hair right here. Someone just commented emotional eating is a huge warning bell for them. With that, don't keep food that you can emotion eat in the house, which is really freaking weird because it's the holiday season. So of course we all have cookies and sweets and everything in our house. But if that's the case, make them incredibly hard to get to. I did something to my mother years and years ago, back when I lived with her when I was younger, like in my late teens, early 20s. She would eat all the chocolate, which is fine. No shame in the chocolate game. No shame in the chocolate game. But she, like, if she knew where it was, she would eat it. And so she would have me hide the chocolate, and then I would only let her have it like once a month, and she had to come and ask me, and then I would kick her out of whatever half of the house the chocolate was hidden in, and then I would go find it. She watched me once doing it. I knew she was watching, and she saw me go through into the back storage closet in the house, scale up to the ceiling behind the old pictures in another box was the chocolate. She looked at me, are you fucking kidding me? And I said, no, you said hide it. If you have to find it, I want you to put some effort into it. If you're going to be emotion eating, binge eating, if your impulsivity is getting to you, you better be able to do a full pull-up to get back to that box. And she was like, that's awesome. Because she knew that she did not have the effort to put in to tear apart the entire house to ever find chocolate. She had to ask me to do it for her. So if that's your thing, have someone else hide the food. It makes life so much easier. And if they're ambitious like me, like I remember once stuff was hidden in the garage, like behind a wood pile. And she was like, why? And I'm like, because it's hard to get to. You have to like fight splinters. And let's be honest, chocolate is awesome, but I like my hands. So it's just being able to find ways to do that, to take care of yourself. It's better that I am retired this year. Yes, it can. If your life changes, your warning bells will change. If your routine changes, your warning bells will change. The things that happen every year will change. Some of them may stay the same, some of them may not. A huge change for me was when I stopped spending a lot of time with my family. My parents, awesome people, love them much. But when I stopped doing family functions, my life and my warning bells changed a lot. I no longer had to worry about people commenting about holidays because I no longer spent time with during holidays with family who didn't like, respect, or even kind of want me alive. Yay for conservatives. And that is not a bash to all conservatives. That is just a solid bash to my family. They think I am a weird cartoon character who does not deserve human rights, which is their problem because this is magical. And so what I want you to remember is that as things change and shift, your warning bells will change and shift. This is all about having that self-awareness, that ability to go, oh, this is something in me, or this is something that someone else says that I don't deal with. I had someone come to me and they said, I do not like holidays. Everyone always talks about babies, specifically her and babies, and her ability to produce more for the family. How archaic one, how truly medieval, but that's what she had to endure at every single holiday. Now, again, as stated in the beginning, you can do this really nicely, calmly, maybe deflect with some nervous laughter or a weird joke or something like that. Or else you could do what I do, which is choosing evil, which is choosing violence, which is growing horns and embracing my true villain era and looking at them and going, oh no, we fuck constantly. Want to hear about it? I will describe in detail the positions in which we are trying to spawn more life. You want to hear about that? And surprisingly, no one did. Surprisingly, in this woman's situation, she's like, yeah, no one wants to talk about babies no more. And I was like, imagine that when you actually, so again, that's just the way that I do it. I go to the extreme because one, I am an over the top person, thank y'all. But more importantly, for me in the situations that I'm in with my warning bells, I am big on, I want a one and done. I want to push and be like, woo! And then it's never brought up again. Someone commented about my eating once. She still won't talk to me. And I'm like, good. You should never speak to me again. You thought I ate too many cookies once. You should never want to speak to me again after the way I spoke to you. And I'm fine with that. I am not okay with people shaming anyone during any time of the year, especially during a holiday that is meant to be all about love and friendship and community and trust. No, if you want to be a twat, you better sit at a different table. You better not sit with me. And for those of you wondering, if you do have issues like this, where you need to think of those sassy comments on a scale, schedule a session. We will write them out. We will make you a script that will make them stop talking to mildly uncomfortable, to setting a nice, healthy boundary, to blowing up the day. Any and all. I want you to have levels of severity because sometimes a look will do it. Really? That's what you want to say? Really? Are you committed to that? Poor life choice. You can say something like that, or you can do what I do and just get incredibly vulgar and make people as uncomfortable as possible because then they never know what's coming out of your mouth. Keep them on their toes. Keep them on their toes. So with the warning bells, know yourself, know how you are going to react and respond and deal with the warning bells, the impulsivity, any indulgences that you have. Pre-game it so that you're doing what's best for you. But then also, if you need help, reach out to somebody. My mom once said to me, I don't understand how you think of things. And I'm like, one, this is like a whole reality show going on up here at all times, which is just hilarious to me. Not everyone has an inner dialogue, and I get that. I respect that. I do. I not only have an inner dialogue, I have like multiple inner dialogues, and one of them, I swear, is just like a stand-up comedian in the corner, like holding a mic going, here we go. And then there's others who are like super nurturing and loving. But so it's like, no, that kind of commentary is constantly going in my head, and I'm just not saying it out loud all the time. So be aware of what is comfortable for you in a situation, what you actually need, and then also who you can talk to about it. So, like, again, schedule a session if you want to go through all of your different options because you have no idea what to do with pervy Uncle Earl. I got comments. I got ways to deal with that. And not all of them are the way that I deal with them, which is yelling. I told someone, a grandpa had made a comment. One of my clients, a grandpa at a holiday, had made a comment about one of the children. And I said, what happened? And I'm like, no one did anything at the table. You know, it was slightly awkward, but whatever. And I said, there was a table. I would have flipped the table. I would have picked up and flipped the table and then been like, we're going to talk about this now, or else we're going to become violent now. Because he made a very inappropriate comment about a child at the table, commenting on the child's body. And this person didn't know how to handle it. They were like, oh my gosh, I am so like dumbfounded, like speechless that this guy would say that. And I'm like, we're going to go through every option you have now so that that never happens again. One, because that child should not hear that. Two, because you should feel empowered to flip a table. And so it's being able to have those options, because let's be honest, we've all frozen in the moment. We've all gone, I don't know what to do. Even with impulsivity, like, how am I not supposed to buy 5 notebooks at the store? Like, it's here. And look, that one's gilded. Like, that's awesome. So having the options laid out beforehand so that you don't have to think of them in the moment is a great, great, great way to make it through the holidays. Go forth, be the hero of your own story, have a great holiday, and remember to like and follow. If you want to see more of this, we will come in tomorrow with the next ornament and every day up until Christmas Eve, up through Christmas Eve. Go forth. Bye-bye.